friends, and welcome to TurtleQueenGaming, and back to Nicole Kurt Madry's ending playthrough. I'm guessing we're probably not going to hit the ending in this playthrough, just because I'm not close to unlocking it just yet, so it'll probably take a half hour for this scene to play out. But, whoop, there we go. We're just going to keep on rolling. Nicole, this way! I silently thank whatever higher power is out there watching over me when I hear Chandra's voice. I'm currently stuck in the middle of a crowd. All I can do is... and I do my best to politely squeeze through. Shoving's polite, right? It's game... my leg's falling asleep. It's game day today here at school, and apparently today is a big game. I'm not the type of person who keeps up with this. In fact, I'm the kind of person who makes fun of people who keep up with this on roller. Chandra has to cheer, though, and she really wanted me to go to at least one football game before the season was over. I figure if I'm going to have to go to one, I might as well make it the one that counts the most. Besides, that means today is important to him, too. I sigh as I think about Kurt. It's gotten weird between us. We haven't stopped talking, but it's tense. Mostly because I haven't given him an answer to his confession yet. I've admittedly been putting it off. Cute cheer outfit. Nicole, are you alright? Chandra looks at me worriedly as I zone out into my own thoughts. Sorry, Chandra. I was thinking about something. I'm fine. Oh, thank goodness. I was getting worried for a second. I would quip in with a when are you not right now, but my heart's not really into it. Now, make sure not to sit too far back or you won't be able to see the game. Gee, that would be tragic. Nicole. Chandra's face falls as she starts pouting at me. If you really don't want to be here, you can go back to the room. No, I was kidding. Don't worry, Chandra. I'm super excited. Really? You are? Well, I exaggerated a little bit, but I'm still here, aren't I? I better change the subject before I upset her again. Shouldn't you be out warming up with the other cheerleaders? Chandra gasps a little and clasps her hands. You remembered? Yes, I should be, but I wanted to make sure you were okay before I left. Aw, Chandra, you're such a sweetheart. Come here, I just want to hug you when you get like this. I grab Chandra in a tight hug, and she predictably starts with those adorable protests. Nicole, please, it's getting hard to breathe. I giggle and release Chandra, deciding to take it easy for now. Okay, you win. I'll see you later. Break a leg out there. I say goodbye to Chandra and let her be on her way. The girl knows me way too well. She knew that I'd be lonely all by myself here. Maybe the way I whined for an hour straight last night helped too, but who's keeping track? It's not like it's my first time here at the football field, so I head over to the bleachers. I didn't notice before that there's some real weirdos coming out to this game. I see a guy waving around a big foam finger, others with flags that have our school logo, and there's even a group of shirtless guys with the chest painted blue and white. There are letters on their chest. Go eat 'em? Oh wait, no. The guy with the t-shirt on his chest was in the wrong place. Go team is actually what they're saying. Let's hope they're better coordinated when the game starts. I feel my phone suddenly ring in my pocket. Uh-oh, Chandra better not have forgotten something again. Yeah, the last time it didn't turn out so bad when I look back at it, but isn't the game going to start soon? However, those fears die down and are replaced with new ones when I read who the sender of my newest text message is. It's Kurt. Are you at the football game? Is he psychic? That's super weird. How did he know? I'm tempted not to respond and just pretend that I missed it if he asks about it later, but my fingers moved before I can even stop to think about what I'm doing. I am. Kurt's next text comes super fast, like in seconds. Can I see you? Wait, like now? I'm in the guy's locker room. Please come. I need to see you. What's going on? My chest grows heavier as I reread the last message over again. Kurt needs to see me? But why? Is he hurt? Did something bad happen? Why would he text me about it? Well, the answer is obvious for that one. He likes me a whole lot. And if Kurt needs to see me, the least I can do for him, or do is be there for him, even if I can't give him an answer just yet. I jog over to the locker rooms and manage to find my way there without getting lost this time. Like Kurt says, he's in there, clad in his football gear and stooped on the bench. And thankfully, he's the only one. It would probably be really bad if other people saw me in here. What's up, Madri? When Kurt looks up and sees me, he immediately stands up, appearing relieved. Oh man, you actually came. You didn't give me much choice. When you said that you need to see me, of course I'm going to come. I'm kind of touched. Kurt plops back on his seat like he's deflating, and I take a seat next to him. As he starts talking, I notice that his voice is small and constrained, like something squeezing around his stomach. Sorry that I called you here out of nowhere. This never happens ever, but I'm nervous. Oh, about the game? I'm actually kind of relieved that that's all it is. I was expecting worse things. Yeah, there's a lot riding on this one. The whole school is counting on us to win. I wouldn't say the whole school. Case in point, I don't even know who we're playing against. But I get why you'd be nervous. It's a lot of pressure. Tell me about it. Once I started thinking about that, I felt like I was gonna throw up. I've had big games before. I don't get why this is happening now. You shouldn't freak out about it. You have to do your best to relax, or you'll psych yourself out. I know that. Hell, why do you think I called you here in the first place? It's freaky. When I'm around you, Grave, I feel completely at ease. You encourage me in a way that no one has before. Madri, all I do is snark at you mercilessly. Goodness. Well, it works. Like, even now, I feel a lot better. I can speak. I've started... Honestly, I don't know how to thank you. You can always take me out to another fancy restaurant. I flinched as I accidentally bring up that night, and Kurt and I both drove quiet. We're both probably thinking back to when he tried to kiss me. And here I am, still not sure how to answer him. I should at least reassure him that I didn't forget. Madri, about... Oh man, I've spent way too long in here. Kurt shoots up from his seat, and I swear that he's cutting me off on purpose by now. I told the guys I needed to use the bathroom. If I take any longer than this, they'll get suspicious. I gotta go, Grave. Madri, hold on. I should at least say something before he leaves, even if it isn't about you-know-what. I want to encourage him somehow. Break a leg out there, okay? Thanks, I'll do my best. Oh, hold on. Are you going to be watching the game? I nod, and Kurt bursts into a wide smile. Awesome, then whenever I throw a touchdown pass, I'll do this. I watch Kurt point both his hands up in the air as he mimics the sound of a crowd cheering in a breathy voice. Then I'll point at the bleachers like this. His hands form a gun, and he clicks his tongue like he's reloading a barrel. When I do that, it means I'm dedicating that touchdown for you, Grave. Me? But why? Ain't that a romantic thing to do? I don't know. I was just thinking off the top of my head here. He shrugs and idly picks at his ears. Yes, so very romantic. But really, it is pretty sweet of him. Should I even encourage him to do this? It doesn't seem like it's a smart idea since I haven't answered him yet. Maybe I'm just being way too paranoid. I don't know. I think I should go along with it, but I seriously doubt it. I should probably act indifferent. Like, going with the current theme, but... he needs all the encouragement he can get. Alright, I'll make sure to sit somewhere in the front so I don't miss it. Really? Awesome. I do feel a little wary going along with Kurt's idea, but it's not a bad one, really. Plus, who else can say that they have the team quarterback throwing touchdown passes for them? You never know when bragging rights may come in handy. I don't even feel nervous anymore. I'm raring to go. I knew seeing your pretty face would do the trick. Yeah, you better get going before you run out of all that steam. Will do. Now let me walk you out, Grave. I don't want anyone else to think you're perving out in the locker room all by yourself. Oh, let that drop, will you? I walk out of the locker room with Kurt, and we split up once we hit outside. With a fired-up grin, Kurt heads straight to where I'm guessing his team is, and I head back to the bleachers. Hopefully, I can still find a seat even with all these people here. The bleachers are nearly packed with people when I get back there. I knew it. Finding a seat is going to be such a pain. I hope I didn't get any weird looks because I'm by myself. I walk the length of the bleachers, hoping to find an open space wide enough for me to sit in. I actually spot one near the front, next to an aisle, but that's fine. It'll have to do, just as long as people don't spill stuff on me as they walk by. I settle in my seat and get comfortable. I can tell the game is about to begin. It's like this charged atmosphere hanging over the crowd, and I already see that our school band is lined up on the field, ready to play. All of a sudden, the whole stadium is alive as the announcer blares over the speaker. The school band starts up with what has to be our school anthem, and I see our football team charge into the field. The whole crowd is pumped, and I'm kind of getting into it too, but the only reason I stand up to join the other people around me is to try to spot the jersey with the number 9 on the back. Finally, I see him. Kurt's near the front of the pack, clad in full protective gear. Oh, and there are the cheerleaders near the sidelines. Chandra looks so different when she's gone into full-on pep mode. As everyone else sits down to allow the visiting team on the field, I clap and relax. Or I stop clapping and relax. I wasn't expecting much when I agreed to come to this game, but maybe I'll end up enjoying myself after all. Once the game starts, so much happens all at once. I try to keep up, but it's hard. Even after listening to Kurt ramble on about the sport, I still don't know much about football. When bodies start slamming into each other and the ball's thrown so fast I can hardly believe it, I lose track of what's happening and who's where. All I know is that Kurt's usually on the field when it's our team's turn for offense. Yeah, I tend to only pay attention when Kurt's on the field. Kurt makes sure to keep good on his promise from before. After he makes a touchdown pass, he hops on the balls of his feet, pointing straight up. And there's the double-barreled point right at the stands. The announcer soon catches on, and voices the thought that there might be a lucky someone out in the audience watching today. I don't even mean to blush at that, but I do. Jeez, that's embarrassing. I hope no one saw that. Maybe I do like Kurt like that, but is now really the time? I have to remind myself that I'm watching the game here. It turns out that these guys aren't our rivals for nothing. They're pretty good. We're still in the lead, but only by 1 touchdown. And right now we have the ball. Kurt shouts out an order of numbers and colors and then hikes the ball to the guy behind him. The guy takes off running as soon as the ball's passed. However, he only gets so far before he's stopped by the rival's defense and sent down. Ooh, that had to hurt a little. There's a collective groan on our side of the field. Man, I'm getting into this. Good news is that we're past the midline of the field. One good play and our team can definitely get the ball into the touchdown zone. I know they can. Our team takes a quick timeout. Then Kurt leads to the offense back onto the field. Oh man, this is their last down too. If they don't get the ball over there, they'll lose this chance. Pressure's on as Kurt squats to hike the ball. He calls out more random words in a slow, deliberate voice. Then bam, there's the snap. Only wait, oh no. This time it isn't a snap. Kurt fakes passing it behind him and holds the ball close, ready to throw it to a teammate zooming past the other team to get to the touchdown zone. The defense is fighting to get to Kurt, shoving against our big guys with all their own. Ah, this is tense. If they shove Kurt down, then our team's done, and someone's making a break right for him. Kurt roots his arm back and lets the football go just like a bullet as he's tackled back hard. The ball shoots through the air and the receiver holds his arm out, continuing to run, trying to make it to the zone in time. Other guys are on his tail. People in the bleachers are standing, cheering. Bodies are so intense they're about to explode. And he catches it. The crowd erupts. I erupt! That was so risky and it worked. 2 touchdowns in the lead now. But everyone's eyes were so focused on the touchdown zone, it's only seconds later that I noticed that Kurt's still lying on the ground, surrounded by a few people. Oh god! Why is he... No! My mind works it out before I can even consider the possibility. Did he get hurt? Was Kurt tackled that hard? I'm breathless as I watch more officials gather and kneel around him. The announcer calls it over to the speakers, and Kurt is going to be pulled out due to an injury. No! But what is it? Is it bad? A broken bone? Something torn? All these questions mix themselves up in my head as I hear the audience murmur worriedly amongst themselves. Madry. I want to scream his name as the game goes on. Kurt, please, I hope you're okay. Oh dear God! Everything got so intense real fast. Why am I here? I didn't mean to click that button. God, I hope he's okay. I mean, jeez. Oh, now, come on now. Shouldn't I be... Shouldn't I be, like, checking out on Kurt, making sure he's not dead? You know, just a thought. I can't concentrate. Can I not concentrate because Kurt's hurt? Somebody tell me why Kurt's hurt. Nobody's gonna tell me shit. How rude. How are they? It's been a while since the day of the big game, and things have settled down for the most part. We actually managed to win it, even with Kurt out. Our team did an amazing job of pulling through. The bad news, though? Well, I'm kind of looking at it. I'm standing in front of the doorway of Kurt and Darren's room, holding the key Darren lent me. He has class and needed me to check up on Kurt. Not that I didn't have my own agenda for coming to see him. That injury didn't end well for Kurt. When he got tackled, he accidentally got his right foot snagged against the ground and ended up spraining his ankle as he fell. It could have been worse. He could have torn it completely. But he still ended up tearing it a little. According to Darren, Kurt's going to have to stay off the football team the rest of the season, and the big guy isn't taking it so well. He also had to miss a few days of class. Yeah, I mean, an injury for somebody here on a football scholarship is just freaking devastating. That's why I'm here. I'm here to teach him everything he missed, which isn't that much. I have copies of my notes to give him, too. Kurt doesn't look happy to see me, though. Darren did say he was pretty moody nowadays. How'd you get in here? I remembered where I am, and I tried not to stare at Kurt lying in his bed. He looks so indisposed with his foot bandaged and covered in an ice pack. I notice he's using his football jersey as pajamas. Poor guy must really be missing practice. I do my best to smile and jingle Darren's keys before sticking it in my pocket. Darren lent me his key to the room. I made sure to knock. Yeah, I was gonna get the door. Why'd he have to give you his key? Well, you know, just to make it easier for you. I can tell that that's not the answer Kurt wants to hear, but I can't blame Darren's concern. We both agreed that it'd be a good idea to keep Kurt off his feet as much as possible. The next time he offers you his key, tell him to shove off. I'm not an invalid. I can get up and open my own door. Kurt scowled and crossed his arms defensively. He muttered something under his breath that sounds suspiciously like curse words. I do my best to ignore it. It's better to treat everything as normal. Well, mostly. So before we get started studying, do you need anything, Marjorie? More ice on your ankle? No, I don't need any more damn ice on my ankle. I stopped needing ice on my ankle for the past few days. I'm fine. Kurt hisses as he accidentally flexes his foot in his outburst. Well, so much for that. He takes a deep breath through his teeth and reaches out to try to nurse his ankle. I hurry toward him and try to help, but Kurt holds out a hand to stop me. I'm fine, Grave. You don't need to be my mom here. The pain must have already started dying down because Kurt leans back in his bed. By the way, I've been meaning to ask, what the hell is that you're holding? Oops, I nearly forgot. Before I came in here, I bought something for Kurt. That's what you're supposed to do for people that get hurt, right? It's nothing big or fancy. I just got a small get-well-soon present. I'm pretty sure he'll like it. Well, I thought back, and I think he'll like it if I'm remembering right. Flowers, teddy bear, and cookies. I should get him cookies. Pretty sure it should be cookies. Let's find out, though. I tip the plastic container I'm holding to show Court the assortment of cookies inside. I snagged a whole bunch of cookies from the cafeteria. I know it's not the same as making them myself, but I don't have access to a kitchen, so I can't bake worth squat anyway. What kind of cookies? They're all different kinds, but I made sure to grab an extra of some salted caramel cookies they had out there. I know it's your favorite. Kurt looks stunned by this fact. Boom. Hell, you remembered. Well, yeah, why wouldn't I? I shake the box in my hand. Want to taste one? They're pretty good. Kurt nods reluctantly, probably still in a cranky mood from before, but at least he seems much more relaxed. He's even smirking as I pop the lid open and extend the box toward him. One thing I'd never complained about is being served by a pretty girl. The only thing better would be if you fed me. You want me to? Kurt mustn't have been expecting me to play along because he balks at my question. Serious? You really would? Nah, no, I don't want you to. It was a joke. I roll my eyes to pick a cookie from the box. Shut up and take the cookie, Marjorie. I stick the cookie into Kurt's mouth before he can protest again, and he makes a noise like he's about to spit it out. However, he doesn't. I hold the cookie still as Kurt takes a bite of the dark caramel-filled morsel. He chews the cookie sorely at first, but I eventually hear him give off a small hum of appreciation. This is pretty damn good. Told you. I hold the bitten cookie out towards him and drop it into his palm. I'll put the rest of them over here on the desk for later. Kurt just waves his raises a scent as he stuffs the rest of the cookies in his mouth. I put the plastic container down. I go to drop my bag at the foot of Kurt's bed. So, when are you going to be able to come back to class? I'm pushing for soon. Doc said I'm going to need crutches to get around, but I'll deal. At least I'll be able to do that much on my own. Kurt huffs bitterly. You got the notes? In my bag. Let me get them. I kneel over and rummage through my shoulder bag. I get a feeling I shouldn't ask the question that just popped in my head, but I have to make sure. What's that saying? Better to err on the side of caution? Hey, if you're not up to it, we can always do this another time. I don't want to push you while you're recovering. I stand up, notes held to my chest, and I hesitate as I hand them to Kurt, and he looks kind of upset that I even suggested that alternative. Never thought I'd say this, but I want to study. I've been sitting on my ass doing nothing for 4 straight days. I need something to do, so I don't feel... Kurt bites his tongue and vehemently shakes his head. I want to study with you, Grave. I like being with you. Ain't that a shocker? Don't say I never gave you a chance to run. But we're doing this. If we're doing this, what do I have to get you? I'm not letting you up from the bed, so don't even bother arguing with me. You're as bad as Darren. I need my textbook and notebook. Oh, and a pencil. I nod and move around the room, collecting what Kurt asks for. Once I have them gathered in my arms, I place them at Kurt's bedside, then sink down to sit on the floor beside him. Man, it feels like ages since we've done this. Once I actually started working at this, I've been needing you less and less. I knew you'd miss tutoring me, Grave. Maybe a little. There it is. The air always gets a little thicker when Kurt and I are alone like this, and especially after one of us says something sentimental like that. It's weird how often it's been happening between us. I hear Kurt cough, and there's a hand on my head, ruffling my hair. Gross. I better not have the same name. It better not have been the same hand he used to cover his mouth. Can't win. You're cute when you blush, Grave. Yeah, I'm cute. We get it. Even though I hate it when people touch my hair, I let Kurt do so until he's done. Do you remember where we left off? No, but I remember the last thing I read was about assets and liabilities. Pretty easy. Oh, totally, but we went over way more of that in class. Hey, turn to page 213. I remember him pointing it out. It feels like old times when we start studying again. I haven't done this in so long. I can't hear over this music, though. I haven't done this in so long, but I guess it's like riding a bike. I just need to get back into the swing before it all comes rushing back to me. But things are kind of different now. Like, I know I shouldn't worry about it, and Kurt would hate it if he knew I was, but a sprained ankle is still a big deal. I can still remember how scared I was back when I saw Kurt lying on the field. He was so still, there wasn't even a second where I thought he might have been dead. That's kind of embarrassing to admit. It's a total overreaction, but gosh, I just got really emotional, and Kurt was just lying there. There's really no denying it anymore, huh? It's obvious that I care a whole lot more It's obvious that I care for Kurt a whole lot more than a normal friend. But for putting off answering his confession this entire time, how the heck am I supposed to suddenly bring it up? Well, there's always just blurting it out. Hey, Madri, we need to talk. I close my book on my lap and look at Kurt lying above me. He puts his pencil down and arches a brow. Okay, what's up? Now that I've got his attention, I'm yawning. Shush phone. I'm suddenly feeling really self-conscious. He's just looking at me. Come on, Nicole, spit it out. Do you remember back when you... Oh, for fuck's sake. I flinch as I'm cut off by the obnoxious ringing of a cell phone. At first I think it's mine before I remember that mine's on vibrate. Ugh, damn it! Kurt throws an arm back over his shoulder and gropes the table near his bed. His phone buzzes away on top of it, jitteringly precariously close to the edge. Who the hell could that be? He looks like he's straining himself pretty badly. Just let me do it. No, it's fine. I got this. I promptly ignore Kurt as usual and stand up to get his phone. Reflexively, I check the caller ID as if the phone were mine. Oh, it's from your mom. Crap, hurry up, toss it here. Kurt poses a hand together like the jaws of an alligator. He manages to catch his phone as it passes through them, then quickly answers the call. His voice takes on a weirdly stiff tone as you usually get when you're talking to your parents. Hey, Mom. Now this is awkward. I look down at my book cover as if I'm reading, but Kurt is literally right there. There's no way I'm not going to overhear this conversation. I'm okay. No, my ankle doesn't hurt too much anymore. Gonna meet the doc again tomorrow. Yeah, talk about more rehab options. Oh, I mentioned school too? He said I can probably go back to the class if I use crutches. Huh? Kurt suddenly reels back on top of his bed. I can see him tap nervously against the side of his phone before he continues replying. Yeah, I'll tell Dad. Put him on. Ooh, the infamous rich daddy, huh? This is one I've got to listen to. Kurt talks about him all the time. There's a few seconds pause before Kurt starts talking again. Dad? Yeah. Hi, Dad. I'm fine. Ankle's going fine. I told Mom the doctor said I can start going to class again if I use crutches. Nah, it should be fine. That friend is still helping me out. You told your parents about me? I clap a hand over my mouth a little too late. Kurt silently glowers at me and holds a finger to his lips. Huh? No, that wasn't anything. Don't worry. So yeah, that's it. All good on the school front. Kurt pauses like he's waiting for a chance to end the call, but his dad must have said something provoking because he lets out a tired groan. Yeah, I can't play ball for the rest of the season. Coach said it shouldn't affect my financial aid since it's a sports-related injury. I just have to go to the rehab and pop in every now and then. It's all good. I know, Dad. Dad, it's fine. Dad. Kurt presses his face closer to the phone. What? Dad, if I quit, then there goes my scholarship. I don't care if we can pay for it all on our own, Dad. It's that... I know. I know. Fine. Bye. Talk to you later. Love you too. Kurt finally hangs up the phone and promptly tosses it to the other side of his bed. He pulls a pillow from underneath him and jams it into his face. God. Everything okay? It sounded like you and your dad were arguing there. Kurt moves the pillow far enough for me to hear him. He said that maybe it's better if I quit the football team. Ooh, now that conversation makes sense. Now that conversation makes sense. Then he started saying all this BS about how I need to focus on academics if I really wanted to succeed. What the hell does he know? I can make it just fine on football alone, and you're doing just fine in academics. Thank you very much. It's the only thing I got. Silence hangs awkwardly in the air as I find myself at a loss for what to say to him. Kurt's the one who manages to break it in the end. I think I'm done for the day, Grave. I'm not in the mood to study anymore. You sure? You were really into it before your mom called. The unamused glare he shoots me is enough of an answer. I start shoving my textbook back into my bag and get to my feet. Fine, I get it. We can do this later. We're nearly done anyway. Wait, weren't you going to tell me something? Damn it, he remembered? You were saying something right when my mom called. What were you going to say? You made it sound like it was a huge deal. I laugh nervously as I inch closer to the door. It can wait. It wasn't that important. Sheesh. Kurt raises an eyebrow but just shrugs. I don't want to have a feelings jam right after he got into an argument with his dad. I got more tact than that. No, this'll have to wait. For when? I have no idea. As I wave bye to Kurt and head out of his room, all I know is that it can't be right now. Brrr. I knew something was going to interrupt it, because once you have the talk, like, the end should be there. So, yeah. Anywho's, I think that's going to have to be enough for today. I'm definitely going to be just fine with, all of the ending, because it's going to be at least a month before I think the ending scene. I doubt there's going to be any more scenes in between there, but again, I will probably pull that up if... I'll add that to the other video if that's a thing. Yeah. I don't know why I did homework. I meant to take a nap, but that's okay. I wasn't paying attention apparently at all. But, Coolio, we will probably finish this up in the next episode. So until next time, peace out, y'all.